Hi, my name is Cedrick Ocampo, and today I'll be giving a presentation on how we can explain violence in sport through the use of sociology. Firstly, violence can take many forms, including physical assault, verbal abuse, and aggressive behavior. Kimball et al. 2010-460 discusses sports violence, suggesting that it creates the unfortunate situation where an observed behavior could be correctly viewed as either violent or non-violent. For example, one person may see one action as violent, whereas another person may see that exact same action as non-violent. Defining violence. Within literature, understanding of violence can be split into two concepts, categorized as focusing on the perpetrator or the victim. When the focus is on the perpetrator, we take into account the destructive and intentional force they apply or project on someone or something, Audi 1971. Often referred to as violence as force, P4 2005. So this takes into account any vigorous physical abuse, physical struggle, or physical attack on someone or something. On the other hand, when the focus is on the victim, we identify how they have been violated. This is known as violence as violation, P4 2005. So this takes more into account how violence itself affects the victim. Next, we have Smith's typologies. Smith 1983 identifies four types of violence, which he bases on violence as a force rather than violence as violation. First, we have brutal body contact, which can be described as significant bodily contact within the rules of a given sport. Brutal body contact is integral in most sporting activities, such as punching and boxing. These acts are in effect legal under the laws of the land, despite often being illegal outside of their sporting context. Next, we have borderline violence, which can be referred to as violence which does violate the rules of sport, but is still regarded as a routine and normalized occurrence, often referred to as being part of the game. This means borderline violence can still be dealt within the game scenario itself. For example, a low blow in boxing results in the referee telling the fighter to keep his punches up, or a late tackle in rugby will also result in the same thing, the referee will warn the player. Quasi-criminal violence is violence which is considered as unacceptable, going against the rules of the sport and against the rule of the land, meaning it is against the law. For example, a mass brawl in a team game. On the left we can see Team Philippines versus Team Australia having a fight in the middle of the game. Lastly, we have criminal violence, which refers to any action which is not inherent or accepted in sport. It goes against all the rules and will often result in a criminal prosecution. An example of this is Eric Cantona, who played for Man United. He kung fu kicked a Crystal Palace fan, which resulted in a 2-week jail sentence, which was then reduced to 150 hours community service. To conclude, there are many ways in which sport violence can be defined and interpreted, from violence being seen as violence as force, to violence being seen as violence as violation. Moreover, we discussed the four types of violence by Smith's typologies, which was brutal body contact, borderline violence, quasi-criminal violence, and criminal violence. Overall, violence in sport has been the subject of much debate and concern, as it not only affects an athlete's health and safety and well-being, but also has consequences for the integrity and reputation of the sport itself. Violence affects players, coaches, managers, spectators, brands and companies which work with the sport, and it also affects the future generation. For example, sports authorities may implement new rules, changing the way in which the game is played, the game is televised, and how the game is developed. This in turn will help to protect these athletes and others who take part in these sports from this so-called violence. Thank you for listening.